Hey everyone, Happy New Year. I hope it's happy. We're pretty happy. We've been having a good time. First show of 2026. Gonna be a great show. Dr. Pete's here. Even sir. Paul's here, aka Justin Gratson. And Daniel's here. To kick off 2026 on the right foot.
And Andrew was first in the chat.
Let's have a look. It might have been me, but I might have said something. First, Andrew. Andrew's first.
These are like people out. Oh, these are like people out there.
Out there, yes, people are watching us.
Oh wow!
Yep.
Hello, people.
Don't be afraid. It's good. It's a good thing. Hey everyone, Happy New Year. Everyone knows the format. If you've sort of stumbled in here by accident, what we do is we talk about records that we've been listening to and have enjoyed listening to, and we have a great time nerding out a bunch of records, and it's always a great time. And so, as always, make yourself known in the comments. Chip in. Audience participation is important. Anything else? That's about it, right? Anything else I should have said? Have I missed anything out? It's been a while. I've had like 2 weeks off. I'm rusty. Got to get back on the horse, the analog horse, without a saddle. Yes, first comment. Andrew, hi. Thanks. Let's bring up Andrew's first comment.
Oh, this is high tech now. Wow.
I've always had the power to do this. Sometimes I forget that I have this power. Nicely spotted. Ruth Copeland is hanging out behind me. But this is like the first Ruth Copeland album. The second one is the good one. And spoiler alert, I might be talking about that next week. But this week, let's get going, shall we? We ready? We're ready, right? We've got 5 records each. We're going to have a great time.
5-ish.
Ish. I've got a straight 5.
Interesting.
Tonight. Yeah. No contextuals, no build-ups. I was actually going to show this one last, but it's a little bit complicated to talk about, so I thought I'd better do it first. Got to get out of the way. Pete might know this album, and he might not like it, or he might not have liked it when he heard it when it came out. I wouldn't have liked it either. I'm hearing it for the first time in the last like half year or so because it got put out on vinyl for the first time on local label Alchemy Records from Osaka. I think, in the 90s, the world needed a compilation album which joined the concepts of baseball and progressive rock or psychedelic rock. That's what the world was crying out for.
At least it's JoJo, yeah.
And this thing happened, and it's pretty amazing. So everyone knows Hawkwind, of course. Not quite as many people know Nankai Hawkwind, which was like a local band from here in Osaka that had. Who was in Nankai Hawkwind? Like people from like the Boredoms and like Dance Macabre and stuff, I think. But Nankai Hawkwind is kind of a jokey name based on a baseball team, the Nankai Hawks. So you got Nankai Hawks baseball team, Nankai Hawkwind, progressive rock. There's a whole double album full of these like project bands. Let's have a look at the record. Here it is on the vinyl for the first time ever. Aiyoku Jinmin Kyūdan, whatever that means. The 12 friendly faces of baseball or something like that. Is that you? And some of the names on this are amazing, and it's all like the
12 desirable faces.
Yes, it's like
baseball.
Yes, nice.
12 desirable faces.
Desirable faces. The 12 desirable faces of baseball. Here it is. As I said, first time ever on vinyl. Double LP. It's got all the movers and shakers from the Kansai, Osaka scene of the 90s. You got members of the Continental Kids and Griffin and some hardcore bands and Subvert Blaze and Incapacitants. There's no noise on this record. You'll be pleased to hear. But man, some of the band names are absolute genius. But you kind of got to know a little bit about Japanese baseball to kind of get the names. So I'll toss out a few. Nankai Hawkwind, obviously. You've got the Yakult Swans.
I don't need
it. So the Yakult Swallows were a baseball team from Hiroshima, maybe Tokyo. I don't know, but this is my favorite: the Yomiuri Gentle Giants. So it's the Yomiuri Giants baseball team, Yomiuri Gentle Giant progressive rock band. The Hanshin Tigers of Pantang. So Hanshin Tigers baseball team, Tigers of Pantang. You have a British heavy metal band. Put the two together, you get the Hanshin Tigers of Pantang.
Oh, I get it now.
You get it? You're getting it now, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Getting it. Okay. Kintetsu Buffalo Springfield. It's a good one. Because, Kintetsu Buffaloes baseball team.
Kintetsu Buffalo Springfield played.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think. They played at Bears.
Yes, I'm sure. Absolutely. My favorite one, which the guy in question, like, it's nothing to do with psychedelic rock or progressive rock, but it's kind of the funniest name, is the Seibu Lionel Richie. Like really, really stretching it. It's the Seibu Lions baseball team, the Seibu Lionel Richie band name. So I think you're kind of getting what's happening here.
Are the songs about baseball? Like, hello, third base, you've hit again, and like stuff like that? Or like,
what? Okay, maybe. I don't know, like, maybe. But, okay, as with a lot of things from this era of, like, Osaka, a lot of it's, like, really, really good, and a lot of it isn't quite so good. But, like, some of the, like, the psychedelic jams on this record, I think, are amazing. And these are just like side projects that they kind of knocked out in the studio or live or wherever. And some of it's like fucking amazing. About half of it is amazing. And then there's some messing about and some joking and some like not quite as good stuff, like smattered here and there throughout the record. But man, it's a real snapshot of like Bears and Alchemy records and like what was going on in Osaka like in the 90s. And I've been enjoying this. It's like it's much better than I expected. Like the good stuff is really, really good. Like psychedelic rock. Have you heard this, Pete?
I know of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never heard it, but I know of it. It was originally on CD, right?
Yeah, CD only, Alchemy records.
I remember it in their catalogs.
Yeah. It's a pretty wild concept that they kind of took as far as they possibly could. But it basically
had a baseball card shop.
Yes.
Yeah, he ran a baseball card shop. That was his main source of income.
Now it all begins to make even more sense than it did already. That's like why. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I did this first. It's a difficult record to talk about. It's very niche. It's like a one of a kind record. Japanese baseball teams. Psychedelic rock, progressive rock. Put the two together, and you get this kind of wild record. Which that's like the guy from Auschwitz, I think. Who was it? Naoto? Now I forget his name, but he was like quite a big guy in the Kansai scene, like kind of proto punk guy from Osaka. Yeah, Yakult Swans is Ono-san from Soulmania. That's his
nice.
Name. Yeah, from Soulmania, who are kind of a noise drone, more like a drone project.
Yeah.
That's
guitar.
Hey, if we had a North American version of this, do you have any off the top of your head suggestions? Can you think of anything?
I have.
We already took Lionel Richie, so I don't know where to go.
Wasn't there a baseball player who pitched an entire game high on LSD?
Yeah, there was. Yeah, that was the thing.
Like, if you're going to make a psych rock song about baseball, somebody should tackle that topic for, 12 to 38 minutes in one song.
Right. I'll come clean. I had like a spare 5 minutes this morning, so I was like, let's see if I can do this. So I have a few. The Texas Night Rangers.
Nice.
Come on.
Come on.
I love it.
The Boston Concrete Sox, baseball and hardcore.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
The New York Damn Yankees. The Arizona Diamond Headbacks. The Pittsburgh Johnny Pitt Pirates. There you go. The St. Louis Cardiacs. not the Cardinals, the Cardinals. The Cleveland Blind Guardian, the Cleveland Blind Guardians. I'm going quite deep at the bottom of the table. And the Canadian one, the Toronto Blue Screaming Jay Hawkins. That's all I could do in like 5 minutes this morning. So if anyone wants
let no one say that you don't prepare for these shows.
Oh yes, I took this very seriously in the couple of minutes I had.
The Toronto OJs.
Yes, yes, nice. Let us know in the comments if you think of any funny ones. The Nippon Foo Fighters. That's a good one. There you go. Nippon, yeah, there you go. All right, I think we've taken this to its logical conclusion. Let's move to Pete's first pick. Pete, what's your first pick?
Oh, me? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I had real trouble coming up with things today, because mostly what I buy is like electronic music these days. But I started like thinking about old records that I really loved that no one else seemed to love when I bought them. And this was the first one I came up with. This was like sort of massively panned at the time, but it's blistering, absolutely blistering. Husker Du, before, they sort of, not saying I don't like Husker Du, I love Husker Du. Before they became more of an indie sort of post-punk band, they did this record, which I see there's nodding heads. This is like full on like hardcore, played by Husker Du. So it's really, really amazing. It's a live show, and they did 2 sets because like at the end of the first side, they're like, we're going to come back for another set. So it's like after they've pummeled this audience for 20 minutes, they're like, oh, we're going to come do this again. We're going to destroy you again. And like every song is just like, there's like no space between the songs. It's like, they do one, it's 2 minutes, straight into the next song. It's like, there's one song that's like less than, whatever, 200 BPM or whatever. And I don't know. I think this record's absolutely brilliant, and I love it. And no one I knew at the time did. They all thought it was kind of terrible, presumably because it wasn't hardcore enough. But in a lot of ways, it was like, more hardcore than hardcore because it was just so blistering. And then the Husker Du people didn't like it because it was too hardcore for them. So
put out. Go ahead.
New Alliance, Mike Watt put this out. They had recorded this record on a 4-track, as I've learned from Wikipedia today, and didn't have any money left to put it out. And so they sent it over to Mike Watt, and he put it out.
Didn't know that.
The tape for this record was stolen out of their van, so it can never be remastered or, changed in any way.
What?
If I'm remembering, I don't think those songs ever were re-recorded for anything other. Right? Like it's a standalone live record of like most live records are like a greatest hits of like whatever's going on with we've been working on this new thing, and that was just done and next, which was strange.
It's such a strong concept for a one-off though, like just get that and it just hit and can never be remastered, never fucking put on the other releases. There's been all those like box sets lately, though. I wonder if it's in one of those.
They did a CD reissue, but I think it's one of those things where it's like
that's what I have.
It's in hell with Gin. Like there's rights issues, and I don't quite know, but there's only been like one reissue, and I don't even think it was official.
This is an interesting topic. There's some division here about, was it liked or not liked when it came out. I didn't like it when I first heard it. I thought it was too noisy when I first heard it.
It was too everything for everyone.
Right.
Which is like why it's such a fucking amazing record. Anybody listen to it and be like, oh, it's too this, it's too that.
Right.
Which kind of tells you it's like an extremely, it's an extreme record.
Right.
And I went back and listened to it this afternoon, and I'm like, wow. Like, listening to it at 56 is obviously different than like listening to it at 16.
Right.
And it's like, wow, this is like, this is amazing, like truly amazing guitar work. And like,
the only Husker Du I had for the longest time was a Zen Arcade CD. And then I found that on CD. So I went from Zen Arcade to that. And that was like, what the fuck?
I think also though, you weren't ready just to buy a record and have it be a live record and not know any single song on it.
Right.
Well, I bought this one when I was, whatever, 15 or whatever, because it was the cheapest one because nobody wanted it.
Yeah, you're right.
It was like, okay, I can afford this record. And I took it home and I'm like, whatever. And then I listened to it again. I'm like, oh, fuck, this is amazing.
Right.
And then I listened to the other stuff and I'm like, what? This is not the same band.
Yeah.
But it's such a great band because even the way that no matter how you got into them, if you were around back then or if you picked it up from going, Bob Mold backwards and shit, you kind of decode different shit. For me, because hearing Zen Arcade and then this and then going back through the catalog and stuff and putting together eventually the more you listen, the more you get out of it. By the end, I was listening to Last Beat record and being like, that amazing guitar work is in here. Mm-hmm. It's insane. And you gotta really know what you're looking for, but it's in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Pete, do we want to address the Wolf Eyes question in the comments?
There's a Wolf Eyes question?
Yeah. So I bring it up.
Speaking of electronic music is, yeah. Yes.
Yes, there you go.
It's a joke title, yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. I was working at a distro at the time, and one of the guys I worked with put that record out, and that's what he called it. He's like, thought it was funny, and he misspelled my name too. So yes, that's true.
All right, beautiful.
And no, that was never a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So yes is the answer. All right.
Man, all right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start off with the twofer, but it's a oneer, but it's a twofer.
I hear
the context.
Context.
Kalamazoo, Midwest, lots of clouds, lots of sorrow. In fact, this record came out in this sort of bile colored. I guess I'd call it bile colored. By No Simpatico, which is people from the Elder Gods, whom I've talked about on this show before.
Yeah.
This is a bit slower, more kind of crucifixy, kind of no means no, but still with that level of wit and sarcasm. And because of them, I picked up probably my favorite record of 2025.
Okay.
Just because they were on this, I got their copy. It's the This Is It compilation of the Midwest. And it starts off with the Crosses, who are basically the Kreutzen. And then a band from Ypsilanti called Sex Change, that basically the vocals sound like, do you know them? It sounds like
I know them.
Track and Anti-Schism, but it's crazy powerhouse. Yeah. There's this reminds me a lot. Of course, it looks like the back looks like this is Boston, not LA kind of style of things, but they do it classically like your typical old school SST comp, where each band has kind of two songs, except for the Crosses only have one. Kiwi Army is thrown in here like the Descendants are thrown on their comps, just to remind you that you can be brutal and also have something to say and be hummable. The second side, Pig Rides, that tape I showed earlier, sounds like negative. It's just a wall of sound, negative approach style stuff. And to top it all off, not only does this record start with the State, or start with the Crosses, which is the Kreutzen, but it ends with the State.
Wow.
They've been doing stuff since 1982, 83, and the songs on these two songs they throw on have that same quality, that same ferociousness, which I guess is sad that nothing has changed since then. But there's such a powerhouse record, such a snapshot of the Midwest punk and hardcore scene right now. That has, too often you get comps that really all sound the same because people just like to have that. This is diverse enough where it kept my interest all the way through, and it did the three main things that I'd like a comp to do. The top being does it have bands on here that make me want to check out other stuff? And definitely, when it got to the Pig Ride song, I took the needle off the record and legit ordered that tape. I looked them up and found it. They're a Cleveland band, 8 songs on the tape of just wall of sound, negative approach, total Midwest craziness. Made my MRR top 10 that's coming out whenever. Like, it's just an incredible comp.
I used to like sort of like, you know, Preston has been doing the state for decades.
Yes.
You know, like for decades, like literally.
Yeah.
I've seen him play like, you know, probably hundreds of times over that. And at some point you're like, oh man, like this guy, like he's just doing, it's just the same every time. Like, what the fuck? But at this point, you know, he's like, you know, mid 60s, and you're like, dude, just keep doing it, man. This is great, you know, because it's always great.
I had no idea the State were still a band or had been. You know,
yeah, he still plays.
Continues to be a band.
They're still turning it out, and it's still ferocious and on topic and on point, and has those similar to that first EP. It has the same sort of humor mixed in with the very venomous lyrics and just the bite. It's all there. It's great. I'm from Michigan, and I always support Michigan, and I was just knocked on my ass at how good this is. Like, sometimes Michigan stuff comes out, like, and I feel like I have to defend it as much as talk about it. But this. I feel like I almost could have put this up, and just all I should have said is like, you're fucking up if you don't go get this right now. And this is it. And this was the No Simpatico version. The cool thing about the label too is that they encourage you to order copies from the band directly. He's like, hey, get their copies. They need the money as much as I do. So find the band that you like on here, get in touch with them because they've got their own to sell.
Nice.
Sold.
Go ahead. Any questions?
Yeah, sold.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna sneak one in because this was my original first pick. It's a band from Scotland called Coffin. I don't know how to pronounce that. CWFEN. It sounds like Cathedral, but if Siouxsie Sioux was in it.
Wow.
Like, amazing. One of my favorite records of the year last year. But just with everything going on in America right now, as a Latino, as an immigrant and shit, been listening to a lot of kind of stuff from south of the border to kind of, I don't know, level out, process things that are going on. So I wanted to show a record. This is...
Look at that.
Fix that. This is Vasos Vacíos by Los Fabulosos Cadillacs. Los Fabulosos Cadillacs is one of the biggest from the 90s alt rock, rock alternativo, rock en español era in Latin America. They're huge. They played El Zócalo, the main square in Mexico City, like maybe I think like a year or two ago, and they filled it.
Wow.
So like tens and tens of thousands of people like going crazy and stuff. And they've been around. This came out in 93. It's supposed to be kind of like a greatest hits 85 to 93 kind of situation. And the first actual kind of ska song I ever heard was one of them. It was a song about being a skinhead in Argentina.
Wow.
And it's very two-tony and stuff. And they started kind of like that, but they integrated as they went along. Like, obviously, you know, from being from Argentina, like a lot of kind of aspects of like rock en español, like Soda Stereo, stuff like that. It was super radio friendly. It was all over MTV Latino, and, you know, they would fill stadiums and stuff. But they went along. They're really interesting. They integrated a lot of salsa, merengue, dub. Like,
wow.
The first time I heard of dub was because they had a song called El Genio del Dub.
Wow.
They would do dub versions of reprises of their songs and stuff. It was huge. Like, when this hit, this is 93. And I believe the original pressing, this is a repress from Chile from a couple of years ago. The original version came out only on CD in most of Latin America, but there's a vinyl that came out in Colombia that I had that I lost in 93. And now it's like a $100 plus record to get and stuff. But there's a huge punk kind of through line to their stuff with like the skinhead stuff and everything. Lyrically, like one of my favorite songs by them, Quinto Centenario, which is about the 500 years of Christopher Columbus, which is a big fuck you, and like calls Spaniards like colonizers and like fuck this, we're not celebrating this shit. A lot of their songs kind of deal with like they actually, I don't know, Rubén Blades, big salsa guy. He had a song about forcefully disappeared people called Desapariciones. That was very kind of like a thing that people would play like in protest. People would go to fucking jail for playing that. They do a cover of it. It's not on this record, but it's fucking incredible. And like they're huge, like, but absolutely limited to the Spanish speaking world. They eventually, there's a song on here with Celia Cruz, the salsa singer, which is fucking amazing. The title song, Basu Vacío, Celia's on it. She's like absolute salsa fucking royalty. They covered Strawberry Fields Forever with Debbie Harry.
Whoa.
They do Guns of Brixton in Spanish. They do. The first time I heard a live tape of theirs that had Rudy, un mensaje para vos. Rudy, a message to you, completely translated in Spanish.
Wow.
Like, yeah. And this stuff when I was little, when I was a teenager, like just a fucking, made a tape, wore the tape down, got a record stopped being a thing, got the CD, been listening to it for like 30 something years. A lot of like really kind of insightful stuff about the kind of oppression we face in South America and racism against South Americans, but also like salsa songs and like love songs and songs about how much cops suck, which like if there's anything universal on this planet. But yeah. An amazing band name that I've never looked into. It translates into the Fabulous Cadillacs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so great band, super interesting band. They did a bunch of records after this. Again, Dave like recorded, Deborah Harry. Who has recorded with Deborah Harry and Celia Cruz? That's fucking insane.
What year did this start? Like what year did I miss that?
I believe 85.
Oh, okay.
And if you listen to like, they have a 7-inch with a song that's on here called Yo Te Avisé, and it sounds like two-tone skinhead ska, like hard, like hard. And then they have a song called Matador, which oddly is in the movie Grosse Pointe Blank.
I don't know, man. That's not that odd. I think
no, like I know it's a great soundtrack and shit, but like.
Yeah.
I've never with my English speaking friends, like nobody's ever mentioned this to me. And that movie has like a really great soundtrack. And I remember watching it and I'm like at the prom scene they were playing Matador. And I was like, what the fuck? But
I think John Cusack is like a huge like he could be on the show and be like, this is what I got today,
Yeah. So this is like, I mean, as much shit as ska gets. There's a lot of like great ska on here, ska influence stuff. You're like literally going to go from like straight salsa to like Quinto Centenario is like a punk song with ska, like punk ska, but like kind of really hard dub. Like there's like a ballad with just like the singer and guitar on it that was recorded like outside so that you hear like the mountain sounds and shit. Yeah, a band I love, a record I've been listening to a lot.
Nice.
Awesome.
Los Skylax.
I was in Santiago a little bit ago and was in that because there's just so many record stores in Santiago, and was in one of the stores and the guy at the store tried to sell me that record, and I didn't buy it because I thought the name was stupid.
It's not.
I was like, no, I'm not buying this record by the
The horn section for them, fucking fantastic. Like, and as they went on, they got a little more kind of creative and interesting.
Right. Nice. Yeah, all ska is not created equal. There's good ska, a lot of good ska. It has gotten a bad name. It does get a bad name. As soon as you say the name ska, people like look at you with a bit of degree of suspicion.
Dude, that's even a theme that you could do of like bands with shitty names that are overlooked, and then like I'm sure you could do like a show just on that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I like Weekend Nachos is a band that sounds like a lot of shit I listen to, and I saw them live and they were pretty good, but just because of that name, I can't buy a Weekend Nachos record.
Hey, after the show is over, I'll tell you a funny weekend nacho story.
Okay. All right. Let's speed up then. My turn. All right. I got something out of Colombia. Bogota, Colombia came out at the end of last year. Just arrived in Japan. Sold out in a day. It's hardcore. I struggle with hardcore. I love hardcore. I listen to a lot of hardcore, but I still don't know how to talk about it in a sort of engaging way. We'll talk about this a little bit before the show. I think I can do this to a certain degree. La Vida es un Mus. You know, I got a couple of comments on our best of 2020, best punk album 2025 episode, saying that, like, you know, it was a fair comment, I guess, in a way, but it's like, well, you know, maybe you could have had more diversity in like the record labels that you chose to talk about. But at the end of the day, I chose my favorite records, and I wasn't going to choose a record just because it wasn't a certain label that I hadn't talked about. But, you know, there's a lot of amazing stuff on La Vida es un Mus, so that, you know, there you go. This one I didn't get until a couple of weeks ago. Here it is. It's Unidad, Ideológica, out of Bogota, Colombia. The descriptions I've seen, actually the official description kind of mentions Poison Idea and Bastard, and then the Maximum Rock and Roll Review references Coro and Crow. And I honestly don't really hear any of those bands in this record, but I think what they mean is that, like, it's fucking really like fucking burly hardcore with songs. You know, a lot of this stuff can be really blown out and a bit tuneless for my tastes. This is not a record like that. It's a fucking really streamlined hardcore record with, you know, big riffs, good songs, powerful songs, passionate, angry, furious. You can't manufacture this stuff. I think there's a member of Muro in this band. There's none of that sort of UK 82 influence, which sometimes has been creeping in a little bit lately with bands like Infra, which I love. I love that stuff, but that's not present here. Yeah, a lot of the songs are short, but they kind of saved the best song till last. I think for me, the best song is the last song. It's almost like 4 minutes long. Like all the good things. Oh, yes, exactly. You put some records. What are you going to do? You know. What was I going to say? Yeah, I mean, the last song is almost 4 minutes long, and I think they do on that song what the Massacre did last year and what Kriegshog did the year before. Is like, just let the song breathe a bit. You know, you've got these really good riffs, like ride them out a little bit. You know, the song doesn't necessarily have to finish in like 1 minute and 10 seconds because it's a hardcore song, and I think this kind of works in their favor. But yeah, for me, it's great. Like a real, like, you know, a proper like hardcore record that isn't too blown out. It's pretty well produced, good songs, coherent beats. Yeah, this would have made my top 10 if I'd have gotten it at the end of the last.
I would buy that for the cover alone. Is that a watercolor? Like that's
yeah,
where the bricks like meld into like the troopers like that. That's like the blend. The cover alone, I would have picked that up. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Yeah,
and terrifying, but
yeah,
I guess it can be both.
Yeah. So yeah, this is like right in the pocket for me. You know, it's furious and angry and hardcore, but it's like it's not too blown out and noisy. There's, you know, songs. This record has songs on it. So yeah, that's it. Daniel, have you heard this record?
Yeah, I love that record. I think what's interesting to me is like a lot of the hardcore that's been coming out of Colombia like that. When I was in Colombia in the 90s, there was kind of like a really steep divide between like punk and hardcore, and we were like the hardcore kids, and we listened to like New York hardcore and kind of like the punkiest thing that was kind of popular. It was kind of like early Agnostic Front, that kind of shit. But we were big into like Matt Ball and Cause for Alarm and shit, and like, and we would cross pollinate with the punk scene a lot. But through the 90s, there was very little like it was either like hardcore, capital H hardcore, or like punk. And even punk was split into like what they called Podro, which was like kind of street punk shit, and then like Neo, which was all the fat wreck kind of melodic hardcore shit. And like there was just, when I was back there was nothing like that was kind of pulling from UK 82, pulling from
right,
you know, DB, pulling from that kind of shit. It just wasn't around. And like I haven't been back to Colombia in almost 20 years. And like the scene now is so different, and it's been so kind of like I don't know, like it makes me happy that the hardcore kids are listening to punk and the punk kids are listening to hardcore.
This is one of those Casa Rat Trap. That scene.
Casa Rat Trap,
This comes out of that.
Yeah.
That scene.
And that Infra record to me is like the best hardcore record came out last year.
Really, this one?
The Infra one that you're talking about.
Yeah, Infra. The Infra one made my top 10 too. Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
And just as a bass player, that record, the fucking bass tone on that, and like the fact that you can hear fucking bass production on Colombian records now would blow my mind as a 17-year-old.
That's what I was kind of getting at, like, I mean, I love raw hardcore records, as well, but sometimes for me, when it's like too raw and blown out, it's not.
But
But
even when we were making like fucking Victory Records sounding shit and stuff that we made in the 90s, we had such shitty fucking equipment and everything that we still sounded like, fucking bassless ass. So now like you hear this stuff that like super punk, but like really well produced. I'm like, good job, guys.
Nice. All right. There you go. That's my second pick. Choque, Asimétrico by Unidad. Ideológica. La Vida 2025. Right, Pete. What's your second?
I bought this record. I was really excited. A friend of mine from Encore Records here in Ann Arbor called me up and he's like, "Hey man, I got a record for you." And I'm like, "Cool," because whenever he does that, I know it's going to be amazing. And he sent me a picture and showed it to me, and it was this reissue collection of recordings, double record from Joseph Kamaru, who is in Kenya, is probably the most famous like guitar player in all of Kenya. He was active during the 60s and 70s and 80s during like Kenya's like most tumultuous time. A lot of like political songs, heavy, like a lot of guitar, singer-songwriter stuff, but it's like a really wide range of different types of music on here that I was really surprised by. Like there's funk on here, and there's like Afrobeat, and there's like rock, like psych rock stuff, and he was like really all over the place in all the stuff he did. And this compilation was put together by his grandson.
Wow.
Who I put out a record for a few years ago. Kamaru. He does like ambient, like soundscape kind of stuff. Really sort of like heady, like art sort of music. And he was like telling me at the time, he's like, I was like, saw his name was Joseph Kamaru. I'm like, "Hey man, are you related to the Joseph Kamaru?" And he's like, "Yeah." It's like, "That's my granddad." And I'm like, "Whoa, that's insane." Because any record store you go to in Nairobi, like the bins are filled with Joseph Kamaru singles because he was huge all throughout the 80s. There were just like billions and billions and billions of records by this guy. So he had all the rights to his grandfather's work and really took a lot of time putting together this collection. And it's really a fantastic collection, and a really sort of touching document of his grandfather's. Like there's like pictures, like here's the band. Yeah, it's like, Zamrock, gets a huge, like a lot of attention, but a lot of that stuff was also going on in Kenya. And glad to see it's finally like getting some attention.
He's like not on any of those like Kenyan comps that have been put out by Strut and stuff like that, right? Is he,
Mm-hmm.
is he on any of those?
Oh yeah, he's totally on those records.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you hook that up to originally just like put a record out by his grandpa?
Oh, I put a record by his grandson.
Grandson, got you. Sorry.
I wrote him. Like I saw he would post like these ambient tracks online, and they were fucking amazing. He would do like field recordings, just take like sounds from around Nairobi and put them together in these like ambient compositions, and they were like fucking amazing. And I'm like, "Dude, man, like you want to do a record?" And he's like $700. And I'm like, "Okay, done."
He's like, "I'm rich." And you're like,
he's like, "Okay." Like 2 days later, he literally like put this thing together in 2 days, sent it off to me in 2 days, and I put the record out. Like
amazing.
Yeah, totally amazing. Now he's in Berlin. Like, go ahead, Mike.
Who put that one out? The one you're holding? Who put that out?
This is on Disciples.
Oh, okay. Not one
Yeah.
I've heard of. It's not one of the big, like Now Again or Strut or Analog Africa.
No.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, 20 tracks. Really nice. Really nice compilation.
Looks amazing.
Yeah.
Is it like a best of? Is it like a kind of retrospective of the whole career kind of thing, or?
Yeah, it's a total retrospective of every different phase of his career. You know, so it's not just like the sort of typical hits that you would know about if you were in Kenya. You know, they'd be popular with older people in Kenya. It's like, you know, he goes like super deep into like his psych tracks and stuff, which I didn't even know this guy did. Like, I knew he did like kind of folk singer-songwriter stuff, but I didn't know he was doing like heavy guitar jams, you know, with like Jimi Hendrix solos and stuff. So,
oh man,
yeah, really all over the place. There's like pictures in here. Oh, here he is. Here he is.
Look at that.
Yeah, it was like, you know, writing and stuff. It's really nice. It's like so rare to see a single Kenyan artist, you know, get this kind of attention. Like,
right, it's usually like compilations, right? Is the main way this stuff is put out there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, if at all. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, so thanks, Barnaby, for calling me out, telling me this record was here.
I mean, it was Pete who kind of sparked my interest in all of this stuff. Like, you know, when Pete was living in Kenya, you know, that's how I got to discover and kind of started buying all these collections, these compilations. So much amazing stuff. Most of the stuff I buy is from like the 70s and stuff too, but also like some of the stuff that Pete's put out in recent times as well is amazing. All right, Paul.
Yeah, I'm gonna change this around.
Okay, all right.
my pick is way less cool than that. Like I'm just letting everybody know. Like
my next
lots of you know, like from just past episodes, how much I like those first couple Goo Goo Dolls records, early Moving Targets records, Dragnet, Squirrel Bait, the Magnolias. And so it's not the replacements of Husker Du, and it's not hardcore. It just fits in this vein of sort of like melodic rock and roll with with melodic guitar solos, not a lot of anything, but a lot of just kind of songs about boring things. And I'll tell you something about this particular band and their first album. Because of it, I've always wanted to have a friend named Alex that was close to me so that I could just sing. Because the first track on this record is just called Alex Put Something in His Pocket. And the whole song is just like, Alex put something in his pocket. Alex put something in his pocket. And it goes on and on like that for the entire record. And the greatest Bible stories ever told. This is not a Zion record that has nothing to do with the Bible, but it is ridiculous. And not only like this guy, I don't know if you recognize this art. The guy who did it, Eric White, does a lot of covers and a lot of really unique paintings of like TV guys and just crazy stuff like that. He just has a unique style himself. But so after I heard Alex Put Something in His Pocket, which is so memorable and so great, the whole first side, it rocks like that. And I didn't think it could get any better until I flipped it to the other side, which is an autobiographical tale. Well, first, I don't know anything about acoustic guitar. So I don't know if it starts off with good or bad acoustic guitar. Like it could be really shitty with a dog barking in the background and just making fun of me for thinking that's great, or it could be really bad and like on the joke. So whichever way it goes. But then it busts into this song, autobiographical song about, I think the dude wakes up in the night and catches his friend or someone who's sleeping on his couch peeing in his sink. The song is called Piss in My Sink. And it is just the greatest song. Like, please hold your pee water until you get to the street. Just such great stuff. Just ridiculous melodies. Great songwriting. You can tell probably by like three best friends who come up with some riffs that are just like, what should we do? I don't know. I saw Alex put something in his pocket. That's it. Write it down. Puts it up on a little note by himself, and like that's the name of the song. It's all like Don't Let the Soap Run Out. Yeah, that's the song. Don't let the soap run out. Don't let the soap run out. But it's so tremendous. And don't get fooled. I will say this too, because I did try and look this up on Discogs, and folks on Discogs are trying to sell this for a lot more money than it's worth. This is probably in like $5 bins or less everywhere in your hometown, or on eBay you can probably get it for $5 to $10 plus shipping. But if you go to Discogs, it's like $35 and things like that. But yeah, it's those are guys who just don't change their t-shirts too often and are sitting on stacks of records, pricing things outside of what their value is, right?
Discogs is like another sort of planet, you know.
Aspirational pricing. Like,
yeah.
I don't get me wrong, like I'm on there all the time, and I have friends that are on there that like have their own demo tapes that from when they were like in their teens. Like, I was in a metal band, I'm going to put this up for $800, and then when he's like, I'll pay you $800 for that. They're like, I can't seem to find it. It's for $1,000. But anyway, this is a great record if you like melody driven. Oh, the Figs would be if you are a fan of the Figs. This would also be a band that you would like. I think they have a split single with the Fastbacks, if that tells you anything about melody and structure. I think they might have a split single, or either Honey Bear, Lance Hahn's label from J Church, put out one of their too. So yeah, definitely something you can get. It's a ridiculous, fun, amazing records with such amazing, hummable tunes. If everyone listening to this podcast right now and the three of you get this, within a week you'll go find a friend named Alex just so you can watch him do something. So you can sing that song to him. I'm not kidding. It's so catchy. Yeah, and that's my second pick.
Nice.
Beautifully presented.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard act to follow.
Right. It's always a trouble coming on with him. He's hard.
My next pick is completely different, and I don't think anybody wants me singing it. It's a grindcore record from New Zealand.
Have a go, mate. Have a go.
No. My girlfriend's in the next room. I don't need to have conversations with her like that. But
what do we say?
Forced Starvation. Even if you could see it clearly, let me see.
I mean, it sounds like a children's record.
Yeah. So I believe that's that Donner Party picture that's fucking 1,800 bands have used for the covers of the records or something. It's fairly popular. So Forced Starvation from New Zealand. I believe the guitar player is in a bunch of other bands. That New Zealand grind scene is very overlapping. Like, there's people that are in like 5 or 6 bands. This might be my favorite record that came out last year. It's a perfect grindcore record. It's well produced. You can hear the guitar. There are riffs. There are cool ideas in the riffs. It's not, I would say there's a little bit of death grind to it, but it's more coming from that, like, you were playing hardcore so fast and you were being so fucking intense about it that you made a grindcore record kind of thing. It's got moments where, like, they break things down. They fucking, they hold something and then let it go, like hardcore does, really simply. It's fast as fuck. It has a lot of Warsaw to it, if Warsaw was produced properly. There's a song on it with a bunch of samples talking about, like, the schools that native New Zealand people were being sent to, and kind of all that trauma that a lot of the colonized places have dealt with. And it's kind of weaved into the song, like, and it actually has like a little bit of a narrative to it that's really cool. It's punk as fuck, and like lyrically, it's let me see, it's like about 20 songs in, like, I would say maybe 17, 16 minutes. It gets in, it does what it has to do. I like play it, flip it, play it, flip it, play it, flip it. It's incredible fucking grindcore. It's on RSR out of Germany, one of the best grindcore labels in the world forever. Yeah, I wanted to show it because I've been actually listening to it a lot, but also like just from like last year had so many good fucking records coming from like every genre of music. But yeah, Forced Starvation.
Sorry.
That's pretty
Going back to Paul.
Yeah. Yeah. If you like grindcore, if you somehow missed it, yeah, I saw it on a couple lists of people talking about kind of like the stuff that came out last year. The hype is real. That band, and it's their first anything, I believe. I don't think there's a demo. I don't think there's like a 7-inch or anything. And like, I really like to be my grind like guitar forward. I want to hear the song in the grindcore, and a lot of that in there. A lot of really cool ideas. 10 out of fucking 10 record that came out in 2025.
Nice.
You piqued my interest with that, just because so much grindcore is just like this wall of sound Cookie Monster stuff that I get bored like instantly. Like after like 10 seconds, like, oh, that was 30 songs already. There's no way all these words fit into that. But
yeah,
after you said that you could hear it like distinguish it, I jotted it down.
Like,
I gotta let you know.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not even that picky with grindcore. Sometimes I'm like 30 seconds and 30 songs in 10 minutes. Let's fucking go. And then like, and I'm good. Yeah. But this one, like it has moments. It has I have favorite songs on the record. Like
there's that sort of sweet spot between the kind of thing that Paul was talking about and then kind of like relapse records, like overproduced grind. Like I think like somewhere like right in between like those two is like where it's at for me. Like that kind of sounds like that.
I think stuff like Wormrot, which speaking of Wormrot, like they do songs, they do fucking concepts, they do
good riffs, yeah.
Fucking the riffs, yeah. So I would put this up with like that. I don't think it's as good as that last Wormrot record, but it's fucking up there. Which I love that last Wormrot record.
Yeah, nice. I've got kind of a tie. This band hadn't done anything either. They just went straight into a first LP, no demo, no 7-inch. Kind of came out of nowhere. Japanese band, came out right at the end of 2025. Sound Flat Records. Like this is the kind of stuff that I would not have been interested in like back in the 90s. I'm talking about, I don't know, is there a country in the world that has like more like all women like garage punk bands than Japan? I know, like it's, I mean, there's just like so I should have grabbed them. I might have them somewhere. I have them actually. They're CDs, but you'll kind of get the idea. I mean, you know, just volumes and volumes. These like Sazanami Beats, Volume 1, Volume 2, 23 bands on each CD, like all women, all garage punk bands. So yeah, this band is what we're looking at here. It's a band I've talked about before. Well, the ex-band Six, this band called Six, who I loved. Six, they broke up. But the leader of that band, Celio, has a new band. Let's bring it out. It's the questions. There you go. Questions, no answer. Like I said, straight out the gate, LP, no demo, no 7-inch. Like Celio has like one of those like super like raspy voices, which I kind of love. You know, there's nothing new going on here. This stuff has been done a million times before. I remember like in the 90s going to a hardcore gig in Tokyo. It was like So What and a bunch of like big Mohawk bands, you know. And in the middle of all this band called the Flamenco A Go-Go like came on. And it was like so twee and like they all kind of leaning more into the real like 50s. I mean, they might have had like ukuleles and stuff. It was like super cutesy. And like seeing that and a couple of other things similar to that, like back then, kind of just like put me off for a long time. And I never got into Shonen Knife here in Osaka. I never got into Shonen Knife. But the last year or so, I've really been like digging into some of the like more contemporary bands, like the Heimarts, who are amazing. The Let's Go, sort of like a more of a Ramones-y kind of pop punk band. I think it's great. I mean, it's paper thin, you know. There's not much to discover here. But They're such like fun records. You can't hate them. You gotta love them. And you know that band like the 5, 6, 7, 8s.
Yeah,
probably the biggest band now because of being. You know why they were called the 5, 6, 7, 8s, right? You know the reason. It's because they had influences from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. So that's why they call themselves the 5, 6, 7, 8s. And I think this band could be sort of more like the 6, 7s. I know, like, wow, hey, this woman had a band called Six, right? Maybe that was like what that was about it. But yeah, there's not really any 80s stuff. It's like, I know, like there's instrumentals, there's kind of pop punkish Ramonesy stuff, there's kind of garage punk. There's kind of 77 style punk songs, all the sort of the 6s and the 7s on this record. But I don't know, you gotta love this stuff, man. It's such a joyous, like, fun sound. I need records like this sometimes, man. I can't be listening to kind of like the depressing stuff, the aggressive stuff, like all the time. So I love this stuff, man, for sure. And this came, right at the end of last year. I'll buy anything that Soundflap puts out that has Japanese Wind playing like garage punk. I buy it all. I love it all. And yeah,
that's the second record you've put up that just by cover alone I would buy. Like, I love the mod style. It looks like they jump out of there and get on their scooters and just get out of there. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say that dress in the middle of the cover. I was like,
yeah,
it's in
I need to hear this dress.
It's in some it's in some cafe in Okinawa, but they're from Okinawa too, which is interesting. And this kind of blew my mind. They've already written a song for a Ryukyu Nissan commercial, and they're in the commercial. So I gotta try and.
That's what it says. Oh,
what does it say, Pete?
It says car on the back. Like they're in a commercial. Like, the kanji is car.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I've got to try and find that. I don't know if it's on YouTube yet or anything, but like, yeah, they wrote the song and they're in the video. But I think it's like a regional Okinawa thing. But yeah, I never get tired of this stuff, man. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I'm way into that stuff too. So, as you know.
yeah. The questions.
Sold.
Yeah, I got to have a bit of joy in my life, Yeah, Flamenco Agogo had a hilarious song called "I'm Your Grandma." It's actually mind-boggling. I mean, not only now, but like going back to the 80s and 90s, like how many all-women like garage punk bands there are from Japan. It's amazing, really. Yeah, a lot to discover if you like just dipping your toes in. You've got there's a lot of stuff out there to dig into.
It's endless.
It's endless.
Mm-hmm.
What's that band, Pete? The local band that Tetsu, his wife, was in.
Ripper. Yeah, but they were like a garage band. They were a rock band.
Yeah, but they were great though. I was thinking that band they need like a record out. They don't have any records out, right? Or do they?
Maybe. They had a CD.
Yes, I've got it actually. The CD demo.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they were great.
Ripper from Osaka. CDR demo only band from Osaka. Good luck with that one. All right, Pete. What's your next pick?
Well, I don't know. This is not as fancy as what Mike put up, but this is like if you go back to, I grew up in Mississippi, as we were talking about today, and when I lived in Jackson, like there was a tiny punk scene, and because we were in between New Orleans and Memphis and Atlanta, like all the bands touring bands would stop off in Jackson and play, and inevitably they would get this band to open the show.
The Men with No IQs.
Men with no IQs.
This kind of sums up the show. I don't know.
The Men with No IQs were featured.
All the really great covers, like.
Featured. They were in the Maximum Rock and Roll Scene Report for the South in 1986 or 87 or whatever this was. And I don't know if you can see it, but this is what they look like. Like there were these 3 kids in Jackson, Mississippi, and they played like this kind of like punk, kind of metal, kind of funk, kind of blues rock stuff, and they were all in high school, and all their songs were like about like fucking, like every single one of them.
Sensational teenage stuff.
Sensational teen. They're like father. One of their dads was like a local blues musician, and so they had a 7-inch out, which like they were the only band in Jackson, Mississippi that had a 7-inch. You know, because their dad like had a record label, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll make these kids a record. And it was like 3 chords funk. It was fucking amazing. And recently, somebody, a friend of mine, put out this like reissue of their tape Sexational Teen, and on the back there's like a show that I played like back in 1986 or whatever
with with Couch.
No, it was like a hardcore band I was in at the time, called the Rigid Digits, after the Stiff Little Fingers label.
That's nice.
I was 15, dude.
That's a great name.
Hey man, you were that far away from being a Sexational Teen. Like
exactly.
Rigid Digits is pretty good.
With your rigid
exactly. Yeah, and it's like I went back and listened to this record today after not listening to Sexational Teen for decades, and I'm like, man, these guys were really fucking good. Like the guitar work is fucking great. Like Sylvester McLaurin, the guitar player, a friend of mine, like he's just blistering these solos. They would like go to these hardcore shows, and they played all this like funk, you know, like these guitar solos, and they just like bust into like some like Lick It Up era Kiss song, like out of the blue at the hardcore show.
Did they go on to do anything else?
No. They all left Mississippi and went up to Boston, and like I think they played like one show up there, and they were kind of done.
But it's not like, and then one of them is now in Rob Zombie's band or anything like that.
No, Sylvester like runs catering for Jackson Public Schools. Like they're just like old guys.
A rock star in his own right, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you know, obviously, like it was at the time, you know, it was pretty wild. You know, these 3 black kids from Jackson, Mississippi had this band. And so like bands like Corrosion of Conformity or whatever would come through town, and Men with No IQs would open up, and their minds would just be blown. They're like, oh my fucking God, this band is so great.
What's the label that put it out?
It's Garrett Hammond did the tape baking and mastering. Looks like they didn't put a label on this. This is just like a bootleg, basically.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I guess they're gonna put out another one. But yeah, Men with IQs, the fucking greatest band ever. So good. Jackson, Mississippi, 1985.
Graphic design was their passion. The cover.
This is actually what the tape looked like. Yeah. Oh, this is the best.
That's the kind of shit that if I saw it in a record store, it would 100% go home with me.
Yeah.
This was their tape. Just look, there's a girl bent over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this is the vibe.
Put it away, Pete. Put it away.
We're gonna demonetize it.
It's like,
they would always like, this is the last thing I'll say about them, but they would always they also like I think they had like a uncle or something that ran like one of iron-on shirt stores, you know, where they would like iron on letters, like whatever. And so they all had like custom like Men with No IQs, like in bubble letters that you get at the mall, like hats, custom hats. Like,
that's so incredible.
Everything about this is like, say less. I'm hunting this down. Like,
no, but I mean, yeah, okay. Some of this, whatever. Some of this stuff couldn't hold up. Like they can't be a band. They wouldn't probably be a band now. But at the time, like everything was just so tongue in cheek and just so like just doing anything was something. That I still can get the context of it and get behind it.
I remember when I was like 15, I was reviewing records for the zine, and I was like the youngest person on staff. So there was like 2 dudes who ran it, and I was like 10 years younger than everybody. So they would give me all the shitty 7-inchers they got too. And I remember stuff that just looked fucking terrible and sounded. And like at the time I was like, fuck this, like get serious about punk rock. But now like I've gone back to a couple of those and I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. This is like these kids had something. They were fucking doing something.
Yeah, they just didn't give a shit, you know, like
now, exactly.
I feel like kids like work too hard to get everything right. You know, because you can now. You know, back then you had 2 cents and like a Sharpie, and that's basically all you had.
You've been saying this for as long as I've known you, and you haven't kind of changed your stance on that. That's amazing.
No,
you've always
never. Don't overthink.
I'm the same way. It used to be so hard to find good music, and now I can just be like, "Hey, what sounds like this?" and it pops up.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on eggplant.
All right. That's a pretty good. That's a tough one to follow, but you can do it. If anyone can do it, you can do it. For
I want to screw me, putting me third here, Mike.
I'm gonna go back a long way. I'm going back to August 23rd, 1983.
I remember that day.
Specific.
That was a good day.
Well, okay, so this was Castle Farms, Michigan, and Castle Farms in Charlevoix, Michigan. Place I don't know if anybody knows about the Leopold and Loeb murders where they kidnapped a kid and maybe chopped him up and ate him or whatever. It had something to do with this place. I don't know. This isn't what the story's about.
Okay.
It's not about the murder.
It's just color.
It's about the place. It was just a mansion that they turned into a music venue. Tina Turner played there. All the big names of the 80s played there. Loverboy, Def Leppard, Rat, Whitesnake. But on August 23rd, 1983, my mom, who was a great mom, I was 11 years old. I was in 5th grade. Here, I actually took this out of the frame. This is her and me at my very first concert ever. EP in 11. Shit, I might even be wearing the same shirt. And there's no way I'm wearing the same shirt. However, it's a similar shirt. It's not the same shirt. However, we'll get to that later. It was the concert that changed my life. Because of the bands that I mentioned before, I realized there was a different style of music that I would grow to love. And it set me a little off pace being that young, but I knew that just the Lover Boys and those things weren't something I was always going to be into. They were just being force fed to me from the local, like, hey, it's WJML, find the wacky band. If we call out your license plate, call us in 10 minutes and you can get a 25 gift certificate to Ames Hardware, where perch is the best, whatever. So because of the show that I saw, and I bought a shirt that day when I was in 5th grade with all of my paperboy money that I still have, and I'm going to show this record, had such an impact on me. The songs cascading from brilliant, weird new wave to just very thoughtful and introspective in a way of just putting day-to-day problems. Even me in 5th grade was like, hey, this song I'm still going to love when I'm in my mid-50s. This is the shirt.
That's Men at Work?
Men at Work. Cargo. 300 million copies in the US, triple platinum, and still the song Overkill, when I hear it.
Oh, hell yeah. I think I have a Colombian pressing of that record that looks different.
It's a great record, and thanks to my mom and her friend Susie Jones, who took me to this concert. And if you remember the picture, beer in the background. So it's right there. This is also the first time I ever smelled marijuana. But and I was like, what's that? And my mom's like, oregano. I'm like, that's weird. Anyway, so I still have the shirt. I still wear it, not all the time, but for this case, I brought it out only because I wanted to be part of the few that have actually derobed on the what are you listening to now?
Club.
But if you can see, like, my shirt, still, I probably was a nightshirt at the time, and now it's just something I wear when I go out and want to meet chicks at the bar or whatever. But this is still one of the most awesome records of all time.
Does that have that horrible song in it, though? That one?
Which one is that?
Vegemite Sandwich.
No, I think that was Land Down Under. That was the one before that. Yeah.
Okay.
This has got like Blue for You, High Wire, but like Overkill. I had a chance to see Colin Hay because up here in northern Michigan, they do this thing called Bliss Fests, which is just a bunch of people like tying beads into their hair and a lot of tie-dyed shit. And he was playing this World Music Fest, and I almost went, but man, I didn't want to camp. I don't want to go into a field. Like, if I want to sleep outside, I'll just go sleep outside, right? Like, I don't want to pay you to do it. So I didn't go. And I have no regrets about not going either, because he'll be back. He's got enough negative things to say about the U.S., which I know which is going to be great. That just means he'll have another tour here, negative in a positive way, I'll see him in a smaller club, and I'll hear Overkill on an acoustic guitar, and he'll just be singing it to me, and I'll tell him that story, and I'll show him the picture of me and my mom, and he'll high five me, and maybe he'll be my new dad. I don't know.
I might change his name to Alex just for you.
Yeah.
I've seen him do those songs like just YouTube videos, like the Men at Work big hits. Like he does them on acoustic, and they're really great. Like
yeah, they're incredible.
They're really great songs.
If you remember that show Scrubs, he was on the show as a mental patient, and he played Overkill on just the guitar, and it went in the charts like shortly thereafter again.
Oh wow!
Do any of you on here play guitar at all?
Yeah, he's.
If you just look at the tablature for that song, it's an amazingly simple, easy song to play. Anybody listening or watching this could learn how to play it in about 5 minutes, and that's probably, I think, the brilliance of that song.
I like Who Can It Be? Who Can It Be Now?
Who Can It Be Now?
Yeah,
that's a good saxophone line.
Yes, that's why I like it. It has sax on it. That's on the first album, though, right? That song.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think I've heard that one. That you see that, of course, all the time in the bins. I should buy that. I've never heard it, so.
For $1, it's worth it for $1. Yeah. I mean, there's 300 million alone in America. I didn't even check out the charts for other countries. I'm sure it might be less other places.
Yeah, you could wallpaper a house with them in the
easily.
US. Yeah.
right.
All right. So thanks, Mike, for putting me after the guy who sings and then disrobes during his segments. No pressure.
No pressure.
All right, so I'm gonna do this record. There's no text on it. If you see like a tree, that's just the art. It's a tree. There's no text on it. This is a record called In Boca a Lupo by Murder by Death. They are one of my favorite live bands to see. I've seen them a bunch of times. I went to McMinnville, Tennessee to see them play in a cavern 300 feet underground. Every year they play the Stanley Hotel, the hotel from The Shining, and like everybody dresses up for it and shit. Their music, somebody, me and my friend once described it as like abandoned Victorian house rock. It's very kind of gothic, like, you know, that Johnny Cash song, the Delia's Gone, that the murder ballad. If that song was a genre, like it's indie rock, it's fucking, it's got folk to it. It's got a lot of kind of murder ballady vibes to it. It's very 1920s feeling. This has songs about like running from the law and dying in a mine collapse and being a ghost that haunts an old Victorian house while your child sleeps. The setup for the band has changed a little bit, but two of the main people in it are the lead singer, who used to play piano, moved to guitar, did guitar and piano in the recordings. His wife plays cello, and there's like drummers and multi-instrumentalists on it. This record is fucking, every song on this hits. The one about the mine makes you feel like you're fucking in the mine and you're gonna die. There's a song about like your brother's an outlaw and you fucking hate him, but you tell the cops to fuck off when they come looking for him because he's your brother. And like there's so many good ideas of rock and roll There's so much great like arranging in it with the cello, with piano, with violins. Even later on, they went to put like a full-time violin player in the band. So the last few, they actually just toured their last tour ever, or their last year as a full-time touring band this year. And I went to see them in St. Louis, and it was fucking incredible. They did put out a record last year. This one, Murder by Death. It's called Egg and Dart. Has 2 songs that are like goodbye songs, and they're 2 of the best goodbye songs I've ever heard. So like appropriately. Wow. I think in terms of like grabbing the shit from Americana that's like gothic feeling, but very, I don't know how to say it, very like, it's so emotionally laden. It's so fucking like, it's so evocative. Their records sound like, they've done a couple of like soundtracks pieces, but there's another one of the records has a song called Theme for Ennio Morricone, and it sounds like a fucking Ennio Morricone composition. Like there's a trumpet on it and shit, and you can see the fucking like standoff and fucking Clint Eastwood in it and shit. It's so good. Like the songwriting just has been through their career. I believe their first or second album is called like The Exorcist, but with more breakdancing, which was
okay. So that's okay. So you brought up what I was thinking too, because that was like a weird comedy Peter Sellers movie.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here's the thing though, like if you know the movie Murder by Death, you know it's not like a serious kind of gloomy thing.
No, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's a great movie, but like they made it work in kind of like Murder by Death with their themes and shit, and like they have a song called Spring Break 1898, and it's about a guy who like he wakes up outside of a whorehouse and like he's in his own piss and vomit, and he's like, I don't know what state I'm in. I don't know if I killed someone yesterday. I believe the cops are still with me, but here we go. And like they're such good serious songs, and like it's just the whole fucking bands that create a kind of like a full aesthetic like that, and like the art, the merch, the fucking vocals, the songs, the ambience of everything. And also I wanted to show this because it's a double 10-inch, and the thing that contains the records is fucking 8 feet, like 8 feet long. Like, and it's all this like super gothy art. They did a record also.
Wow.
It's so good, dude. Like
wow.
That's
is that a penny farthing?
Yeah, and that's the cello player on a penny farthing in like some like fucking gothic, like, you know, she's writing to her from a murder home.
I'm a fan. Thank you.
And that's one sheet of paper. Like
it's cardboard, and it extends out like
one
like little sections for everybody in the band.
A sort of classier wallpaper than Men at Work.
Oh yeah. Like into the whole door.
Hey.
No need to compare.
No, I'm not. Just saying.
But yeah, I recommend all the records. This one to me, In Bocca al Lupo, there is like a 12-inch version of it that I fucking love. They have a record called Who Will Be Left and What Will Be Left of Them, and it's a concept record about being in the desert when the world ends and like the devil comes and shit. And it's all so good. They have one record that's like a concept record about like the end of the world, but it's in the future and there's a spaceship and they're trying to leave Earth. It's very cinematic. It's very engrossing and transporting music. And it's one of my favorite bands that like stopped being a full-time touring band. So I've been listening to them all year. So In Bocca al Lupo specifically, but I recommend fucking everything by Murder by Death.
Where are they from? I'm sorry.
Gotta
be local.
Kentucky, okay. I believe.
So there's a comment up here.
Yeah, Jay. What up, Jay?
Okay, I'll bring it up again. There you go.
One of the really great things about their sense of humor is they did a Kickstarter campaign, and the donor could have them record a cover of any song they requested.
Oh yeah, I have a box set of that. They do the Pitch Mode, they do Motorhead, they do Wilson Phillips, they do the Animals, they do Emperor, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. And seeing them play Wasted Years live is one of my favorite musical moments ever. Because what Wasted Years fucking needed and didn't know was a cello player.
Wow. Me Wasted Years by Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so good.
Wow.
So there's a cello on. I can actually envision this. Like,
yeah, it's so good. Like it fits so naturally. I was like,
that's a pretty like melancholic song anyway. I think Wasted Years. It's
yeah,
a sad song, right? It's a sad song.
Yeah. So and like they actually did it was called As You Wish. They did 3 volumes of cover songs, and they went all over the place. They did the Tragically Hip at one point. Fucking Gaslight Anthem they covered like a bunch of stuff for those records, and did really good covers of most of them.
Did anybody have them cover like a Weird Al song or something, like Gangster in Paradise or anything like that? That would be awesome.
I think like Jay was mentioning, like they do Road Crew.
Yeah. I want to hear Wasted Years. Is that on? That's been recorded, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And they also have a really good pizza place in Louisville, Kentucky.
They have they run a pizza place?
They run a pizzeria, yeah.
Wow.
This is amazing.
I know. We're learning so much.
We are learning. I know. Just awesome. In 1.5 hours, 1 hour and 20 minutes, I've learned so much.
I'm making notes.
Come on. You don't get this with any other podcasts. Only on what you
Sold.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Say that. Yes, like and subscribe.
Yeah. If we didn't mention it before, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And too bad. Oh, never mind.
Okay. I wish Rachel was doing this one. Maybe Rachel's in the comments. Maybe she can help me. But no one's done it yet. So I'm going to try and do it. It kind of deserves someone a bit better than me to do it more justice. It's another Love You Dressimus record. Let's just get straight into it and just take a few seconds just to admire just the beauty of the cover of this record.
Wow. What is that?
Yeah, it's Shakti. They're a Barcelona, Spain-based band with members of Indian heritage. All the record is sung in Marathi, which is one of the 22 languages spoken in India. Okay, when this show's finished or whenever you have time, just go to the La Vida Dressimus Bandcamp, type in Shakti and listen to the spoken word intro on this record. It's the most like hard-hitting, it's the most amazing like spoken word intro that I've heard on a record for years. Just I'm not going to say what it is. Just go listen to it, and you'll see what I mean. And it kind of sets the tone for the whole record. What? Rachel did it? You did do it. I didn't check your own list, Foster.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike. Someone was giving us crap about the list in the chat before this. I'm not going to say who.
When there's silence, friends need not speak.
I'm a busy guy, but yeah. So, what did Rachel say about this record? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's just this amazing mix of like hardcore, and it's so like danceable. Kind of it twists in between like hardcore and dance beats. The bass is probably the prominent instrument.
How do you sell it? How do you spell it?
Shakti, Shakti. Sorry, Rachel, I completely forgot that Rachel had already done this, but yeah, really new. I think there's like 2 members of the Belgrado in this record in this band. I think the singer of Belgrado is the drummer in this band. Yeah, it's a one of a kind record. It's like it has a lot of that like danceable like post punk, but it's like done. Yeah, it's all about the rhythm section. It's like danceable kind of post-punk done by like punks of the modern era. So it's way more noisy and energetic than kind of like Gang of Four or stuff like that. It's way
Is it like medium was a little bit more aggressive, I felt, than like Gang of Four style stuff? Is it more?
No, it's like way like beyond that. It's like, and like, you know, the rolling, the bass lines for me are what really makes this record. These amazing like snaking like bass lines, the rolling toms, the hi-hats, like, which they say kind of sounds like Crass, like a Crass Records era kind of hi-hat or snare sound. Amazing. And like, again, like I was saying about the first record I showed, Unidad, the last song is the best as well. It kind of builds up to the last song, which is it's the climax of the record. Yeah, it's Shakti means power. It's based in Barcelona, but celebrates India's rich heritage while condemning colonial pillaging of its resources and culture. There's a great line that says, "We even gave the skinheads swastikas," is a line that's like in there somewhere.
Oh, the Hindi.
Yes.
It's
Have you
spelled
heard?
Shakti is how it's spelled.
like the John McLaughlin.
Yeah. So when you Google this, that comes up too. Yeah.
Did you hear that Escolopendra record from Spain that came out last year?
No, I don't think so.
Dancey, like punk, just Spain is killing it, man.
No.
I gotta send that to your pile of the never-ending list of to listen to.
All right. Rachel's right. This hasn't happened for a while. Where God, what it happened before? What? Okay, the Flower record when that came out, it got like shown 3 weeks in a row. There's been a few like new records that have like been shown like again and again and again because people love them. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing today. Not because I didn't check the list, but because it deserves to be shown like more.
You're lucky Rachel was here to give you like
give me an out. Yeah, but you're right. It does deserve to be talked about again. And you know, it was the end of last year. It's a new year. You know, it might have been forgotten already.
Totally fine. When you showed it, I was like, where do I recognize that kitty cat from? And I was like looking through notes, and then now it makes sense.
There's like little samples from like old Indian movies and stuff. It really like builds up this atmosphere, you know, on this record, which you don't get in too many like hardcore punk records. One of a kind record, absolute classic. It kind of came out. I know we didn't get it here until like 2 weeks ago, so you know. But I think it came out in like October or November in the UK.
Rachel, does it have US distribution? We'll follow up offline.
Well, Sorry State and Static.
I believe Sorry State had it for a while.
Yeah, are doing like US distribution for La Vida and Must Now. So, yeah. There you go. All right.
Again, amazing cover. I just would have.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely incredible. Yeah, let's have a look at it one more time. There you go.
I found it.
There you go.
I'm the only person that hasn't mentioned anything about colonialism yet either, so I gotta dig deep for the next.
All right, Pete.
All right. Well, I love Michigan. Like, you know, like I can't not love Michigan. And whenever there's a new like great, and there's always like new great Michigan bands, like I get really, really excited about them. And I've talked to Mike about this before, but recently I've been super excited about this band from Dearborn, outside Detroit. Dearborn is a mostly Arab, Chaldeans, Lebanese, like all different kinds of people living there. And these kids from Dearborn have formed this amazing band called Prostitute.
Yes.
And this is their debut record that I bought from their record release show. Of course, the record's gone. I don't think they've pressed more than a couple hundred of these things. And they're fucking great. They're so fucking great. All of their songs are like written, like not all of them, but like some of their songs are written like from the perspective of the 9/11 hijackers, like just really sort of weird shit like that. Mostly like sort of Arab themes. Like they have like these samples of like Arab music that they pull in. Like they're kind of like a post-punk sort of loud, you know, like sludge band in a lot of ways, but they pull in all these like Arab samples and everything. The guy who sings his band, basically like him, the drummer, and like the core of the band, he like dresses up like a 60-year-old Lebanese man, you know, like has like this flowery shirt on and like his guts kind of hanging out, but he's like 25, so it's completely ridiculous. So fucking great. And their songs are their shows are like batshit, because like he does this like Arab dance thing that he does, and like everybody in the crowd's doing it. They recently went on tour with this band called The Armed, who are from Detroit, who are pretty big right now, like Armed and Converge. They went out with them, and right now they're in Europe touring. But this record is so fucking good, like truly fucking good. Recorded at my friend Chris Colte's place in Detroit. They have a song about Jumana K-Rose. Do you know Jumana? Justin?
No.
In Detroit, there's like an injury lawyer, and she has bought every single billboard in all of Detroit and put her face on it. And she's got a Lebanese lady who dyed her hair blonde, and like she has plastic surgery, and it's always like Jumana. And so, like, you know, if you're around the area, you know who Jumana is. And they wrote a song about Jumana K-Rose, and apparently it got back to Jumana herself. And of course, she was like completely excited about it. She's like, "Oh, this is amazing."
Yeah.
Jumana is famous for getting divorced from her husband, who like flies into Beirut and Lebanon all the time. And she bought the billboard right outside the airport, so that every time he goes back to Beirut, he gets to see her face.
Ice cold. Jesus.
But this record, it's fucking great. Prostitute, Attempted Martyr. If it ever comes out again, I highly recommend picking it up.
Sounds amazing. It needs a proper pressing. Like 100 is not enough.
I love it.
Go ahead.
So also being like a Michigan person, I love that you said that it sounded basically, it felt like you were like, they tried to go this way, but then they brought in a sludginess. And that's a very Midwestern thing.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll just hear a band, I'll be like, I bet you they're from one of these 4 states like near me, because I know what that sounds like.
For sure. Truth be told, and I hope they never see this, like the record, I knew it was recorded, like it wasn't coming out, they weren't putting it out, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking bootleg this thing because this is so fucking good. Like it was online, like it was a digital version of it, but there was no vinyl, and I'm like, dude, what are you guys doing? Like, where's the fucking vinyl? And I'm just, you know, like, this has got to come out. I don't fucking care. Like, if I get killed, like, I'm going to fucking boot this thing if I have to. And fortunately, they put it out on their own.
Okay.
Don't make me do this for your own good.
Yeah. It would have been a really poor, you know, lapse of judgment. But, you know, everything in me is like, this got to come out.
That's great. And now if they're sold out, you still should bootleg it.
Definitely bootleg it.
You're circular totos. You're right back where you started. Like, someone should put this out. Someone should put this out. Do you guys mind if I put a shirt back on? It's a little chilly here.
Actually, I was going to ask you to put it back on, but
okay,
so
it already did what it had to do, man.
Yes.
I'll leave it open now, just for some latecomers. So the end, hardcore at the end of the 80s and into the 90s, like it was either like, I felt like it was like very distinct like New York sort of style, or just like bruh, but then there's like a crossover thrash stuff. And then there were people who were like, oh, DC influenced, which I never really got. But I fell in love with this weird sort of style that very few bands did, but it's very passionate people from like middle America. So none of these bands sound similar, but they had this uniqueness of songwriting that was weird and disjointed. And now it has been crafted in a way that is more it sounds better to the ear, I guess. But when like, I'm just going to show it. I was very happy about this. This is a double LP release of the 1988 LP. And then the second LP was a bunch of comp tracks from the band Descent.
Oh.
They're from Rapid City, South Dakota, and their album Epitome for Democracy. Great album. I'm trying to think of there's just so much going on that just wasn't clicking in my head musically, but somehow the way that they were doing song, I guess for you, Mike, maybe like Life But How to Live It might have been in that vein of their songwriting, sort of disjointed, sort of melodic, sort of thrash, sort of punk. Like they combined all these elements and were doing songs that were not just your typical like tough guy poetry of just like, don't betray me, I demand respect. I'm like, you're 17. Like, I don't you can't, what are you being betrayed by? And like, we're supposed to respect you kind
Please
of
tell us, are your friend your family too? Like,
yeah. So, and I think that maybe just because like the Libido Boys are another band that were just, they were so landlocked and from nowhere else. Their influence was just kind of still in the late 80s, early 90s. You didn't get communication from anything. Things were like behind all the time, so you had to invent your own thing, which is probably why Minneapolis is so great with musicians. Is like it's an ocean among itself, an island among its landlocked, however you need to say it. Anyway, this re-release on Rabbit Records meant a lot to me. I had all of the songs, but it meant not going through, I didn't have to bring out like they don't get paid, they don't get laid, boy do they work hard comp anymore to listen to the track Superman, which is a great song, which like resonates today as great as it did when it came out in 89 or whatever. But like they had tracks on Very Small Records. The guy had his own label. It's just great to have all of this in one spot. The songwriting was unique. Big Brother stuff. There's weird introspective songs that are like at sort of like that hardcore punk, weird tone, disjointed rhythms and stuff. But there's just one tune that is like, there's just talking about like the idea of there's got to be more to life than just reproduction, because just like dealing with the shit that just like everybody's trying to get laid and just sexy billboards everywhere and all of this stuff. But as a teenager, that stuff was just hitting home. Like, yeah, someone else. I don't know how to say it more eloquently than just like that. There's got to be more than just like fucking and getting drunk and all of this stuff. When this came out, it did bring back a really weird memory that everyone's like, oh, how do you bring that?
oh no, there's going to be another shirt and possibly a song.
I will say one of my favorite like, tropes is when like someone like pulls their shirt off and there's another exact same shirt. I love that shit when that happens. I'm not going to do that. Like,
absolutely.
However, but we were talking about this like earlier before like we started. Like the information is so easy and so fast right now. That if anything happens, happy or tragic, you just get it right now. And their guitarist Bob died with his girlfriend and their two dogs, hit and run basically by a drunk driver. And I read that in Maximum Rock and Roll in like 1992, and I only read it when like David Hayes from Very Small like put that in his ad. And this is like May issue, so knowing Maximum Rock and Roll layout and being familiar with that, like that was something that happened like 3 to 4 months prior to that, and I'm just finding it out then, and it just brought a lot of memory back.
Vinyl Communications Records, is that the name of the label?
The Rabbit that put this out, or
no,
Amity?
Bob's label that he had back in the day.
Yeah, Amity record. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did a great, beautiful 10-inch he did with like Crib Death, Libido Boys. There was some UK and I think great. All of these records too, the originals, you can get for $1 or $2 a piece. This is great for me to get it all in one place, and then to just be transported back to that time when I was just like, holy shit! Like that was folks that like sent letters to or whatever, or like find things by. Like it's just strange to think like how far we've come and like how the same it is also, I guess, in the same breath.
Right.
And here's my dissent. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Actually,
I'm a big fan of the collection, the collection album. Now, all stuff in one place.
I love it with discography.
Yeah,
as you know.
discography. That's the word. Discography.
Well, this isn't even like a discography.
Uh-huh.
This doesn't have the first 7-inch. It doesn't have the first LP. I don't think it has the songs that are the split with Dead Silence that I think a German label put out. This is just the Epitome for Democracy album.
That's why I've heard of it. I had that.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is just the Epitome for Democracy LP.
Okay.
And then the second LP is all of the comp tracks from around that same era of this lineup and a couple of live things.
It's funny because the way you were describing it, like for me, because like I was 1995, I was 14 years old, and I came into hardcore punk kind of, around that time. So I came in at the height of like Revelation, Victory. The metal thing was starting to get into it, and I'm a big proponent of like Strife and Earth Crisis and shit like that, whatever. Mm-hmm. But at that time, I also found like Endpoint, Guilt, and By the Grace of God were all bands like Midwestern, middle country bands, where like I was like, I'm straight edge, whatever, and like there's that Earth Crisis side of it of like fuck you, drug dealer kind of thing. But By the Grace of God was such a thoughtful fucking kind of approach to it.
Yeah.
And like such a like not in the same lane kind of thing. And I kind of grouped those bands together because there was things going on that I was into and stuff. But if you listen to Endpoint, if you listen to Guilt, they were doing really emotional, kind of sincere, almost what I've described it before as it's kind of vulnerable hardcore. It's like, it's hardcore, but it's like somebody's putting themselves out there, It's not like, fuck you if you're not straight edge, or like, fuck you if you're a capitalist, where you're not like, there's no skin in the game. So like, I kind of had the same experience 5 years later, finding music from kind of that, that middle of the country where they weren't getting all the shit from the two sides that are kind of driving the main line of hardcore and punk. And they were kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah, that's exactly this. Rapid City, South Dakota.
Then I'm definitely going to be grabbing that. Like I don't think I've ever heard it. So
it's take it in context, because
for sure.
And now when anybody hears this, they're going to be like, "Oh, this sounds like this and that." And they're like, "But this wasn't that then."
Right.
And if I just wrote that sentence down and showed it to somebody, they'd be like, "We need to take you to a doctor." This isn't that, but this is that then.
There's one right here. If you want to
Which then? What that?
All right. Daniel, what's your next pick?
I'm gonna do this one.
All right.
You're probably not gonna be able to see that cover really well if it looks like an amazing, like kind of like painting.
I think all the covers you showed have been like this tonight.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like pretty similar, right?
Is that a cloudscape or waves crashing on a shore?
Yeah, it's very fucking like it's a band called While Heaven Wept. Believe they are English.
Okay.
Their first, there's a couple releases before this, and it's very pure doom metal, like to where it's almost like those like medieval like folk songs about my lady hath died. Like there's a lot of that shit in the first early ones. It's very cathedral when they were kind of getting like into the weeds. It's really good. But on this one, they went epic. This cover, the record sounds like this. The first song on this record is called The To the Furthest Shore. I believe it's about 8 minutes long. It has like 9 different parts. It's gloriously fucking like just over the top. There's a lot of power metal to it, like really propulsive, beautiful solos. The singer is just like in that register where like, like it, you hear it and you're like, that's one in like every billion people can maybe do that. And it's very like sad and epic and poetic. And it's a fantastic record. It's called Vast Oceans Lacrimosa. I believe the main guy in the band who sang on the previous records, he like got a singer for this who is astounding. But it's like John Williams doom metal. It's fucking like you're gonna hear shit in here that's gonna stay with you. When I got this record, I listened to that first song over and over and over, and it's 8 minutes long. And by the time you're done with it, you've gone so many different places that you're like, I want to go back to where we started. And it feeds you. It's so good. I don't know if there's such a thing as doom metal that makes you feel like empowered, but this would be it. So I can't remember the year this came out, but yeah, there's like 6 people in the band, like keyboards. There's like 2 keyboard players, and you know the bass player has like a 6-7 string bass. It's that kind of a
now we're talking.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing. But a couple weeks ago, I sat like I was listening because I listened to that first song all the time. It's one of my favorite metal songs of all time.
Wow.
And I just kind of let it play through and flipped the record, and I was like, fuck yeah, like the whole thing has, because you would hear that first song and think like, okay, they've blown their load. There can't be anything else on this record except like, you know, we got to fill it up. But it's neoclassical. It's also a thing I would throw in. It's very neoclassical. So I don't know, it doesn't hit me in the feels, but it fucking makes me feel like riding on a horse and storming a castle. So if you need that right now,
do you ride horses at all?
Hell no.
Yeah, they're terrifying.
They're giant muscles with big bones at the end.
How that ever started? Sorry to
yeah,
you off, but yeah.
It's the year of the horse, by the way, this year in the Chinese.
Yeah,
true.
Too much, so much respect for them that it's basically fear. Like I don't. I've ridden on a horse and like I don't.
Big.
But yeah, if you like epic metal, if you like cathedral, if you like cinematic John Williams type music shit, and like just also dudes kind of ripping on guitar while heaven wept, Vast Oceans Lacrimosa.
While Heaven Wept.
Yeah, and this was on Maniacal Records.
Right, nice.
Right, sold.
Yeah, sounds great. Yeah. Right.
Seriously, like YouTube that Furthest Shore song, it's so good.
And they're all bald.
That's how hard they rock. The hair right off.
That's how far away the shore was.
They had hair when the song began.
It's a well-known fact that riding horses causes baldness.
One more reason to disrespect from far away.
All right, my last pick is kind of about as far away as that you can get it, but it does sit under the metal umbrella. Do you like to rock? Do you like to rock at midnight, after midnight, living after midnight, rocking to the dawn, loving to the morning?
I'm gone.
You're gone. This band doesn't really sound like Judas Priest. They sound a bit more like Midnight. Whenever I hear the word midnight said or I see it, I immediately think of 2 things: Midnight, the band, or Living After Midnight, which has nothing to do with this record, but this band does kind of sound like Midnight a bit. It's out of LA. This record needs no thinking, which is good because I haven't thought about it at all. I've just been listening to it, and sometimes before midnight, sometimes after midnight. I go both ways. Hot Load. Hot Load. Fate Unknown. Going Underground Records. Straight out of LA. These guys have never ridden a horse in their lives or seen a castle. These guys probably live after midnight.
They've rocked after midnight. They look like they've rocked after midnight 1 or 2 times.
We've heard it all before. It's Inepsy, it's Motorhead, it's Venom, it's mid-period Poison Idea, it's Tang, it's Battalion of Saints, it's Beer, it's Denim Vest, it's Rocking to the Dawn, it's rock and roll played in a heavy metal style with some D beats. So if all of those words sound attractive to you, check out Hot Load from LA.
Is it anything like that Dart record that came out last year?
Oh my God, no! This is way less intelligent than that. This is like, no, this is closer to Midnight, but without.
Oh, okay.
Closer to Midnight, but like without the sort of.
That sounds like a sweet spot, though.
It's nice. It's good, and this is one of those records that when you've been listening to records and you put this one on, it's like 3 times as loud as any other records that you've been playing. It's like, I don't know if that's a good thing. It's like it has like massive production, like huge, just like booms out of the speakers. Great.
Is it 45?
Yes, I think it does play 45. Yeah. Yes, it does. Yeah.
Damn.
Living Off the Midnight. I don't know why I keep saying that. Hot Load.
And I love that. And I love that cover for like all of the opposite reasons that I loved all the other ones.
Actually, it's sort of like whatever this is does look a bit like the thing that's on the cover of Judas Priest's
Sin After Sin.
Sin After Sin, doesn't it? But it's can't be the thing. It's not the same building though, surely. That building doesn't exist, right? The one on Sin After Sin.
It's a collage. It's a collage, so the building could exist.
Could exist, right?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if anyone's still watching. It's the same building that's on Judas Priest's Sin After Sin. Closer picture of it there, if you need.
I think that's the building. Honestly,
that will help you. Yeah,
I'm gonna look.
My gut instinct was correct about Judas Priest.
And they're from LA.
Yes. Yeah.
No, it's not the building.
Okay. Oh well.
Yeah,
let's just pretend it is.
Yeah, they're obviously like they want to think it is.
Yeah.
Don't let facts get in the way of
dude, that looks like the thing from
It's similar enough that if those guys see this episode, they're gonna be so stoked that you thought it was.
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Rock and roll out of LA for fans of Judas Priest, Motorhead, Inepsy, all that good stuff. That's my last pick. All right. Peter Larson, Dr. Peter Larson. What's your last pick?
I'm just gonna I have 3 records. I'm just gonna show them all. I don't give a shit. Fuck all y'all.
Yes, the rules have gone out the window. Right. Go ahead. Do it.
Yeah, because I couldn't figure out which one I wanted to show, so I'm just gonna show them all. Right. Just rapid fire.
Okay, rapid fire. Nice.
Rapid fire. First one I'm gonna show you is a record by this band called Secret Hate. They're from Long Beach, California. I got this as a birthday present when I was like 16 or 15 or something like that, and it's really great. I think this is.
I love that record.
This is so you know this record.
I fucking love that record. I have it probably very close to within arm's reach. I fucking love this record.
Well, you're the first person I've ever met that heard of this record. It is also on New Alliance, put out by Mike Watt.
Oh wow!
Yep. Also on New Alliance, like same as Landspeed record.
Wow!
Super fucking great record. Unfortunately, they lasted 4 years and then they called it quits for some reason, and one of them got murdered or something. I don't know, but fucking great record. Next record I'm going to show you is the full record by Trio. A lot of Americans know the EP version of this record, but this is the full German version of this record, and it fucking rocks. It's so fucking good. They were 3 dudes from Germany. One played the drums, one played the guitar. Other guy sang. Produced by Klaus Voormann, who played with John Lennon something. But
didn't they have that hit? Is that the do?
Yeah, they had da da da.
Kind of novelty hit.
But most of but most of their the songs on this record are guitar.
Oh wow.
Songs.
Wow.
And they're blistering, kind of punkish songs.
What? I had no idea. I just thought they were a novelty band that had that.
And
I had no idea.
have that video burned into my mind. The bald dudes in the band. Just going to the video.
Yeah. Yeah. This is if you find the German version, it's the full LP, and it's got all the really great songs in it. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Hey. All right. Last one, because I looked at the list and I discovered
Did you?
that
Why would you do that?
Some of us looked at this.
because it's the only one that
I don't
wasn't
make
on
that
there.
list for it to be looked at. Ah, okay, there you go.
Okay.
Life of Crime, great record. This is the last Laughing Hyenas record, right?
No.
There's
No.
4, right?
There's one after that, which has their there's one after that where it's them on the cover, and it's got
that
blue.
one. Yeah, I don't really like that record.
It's more bluesy and more rock and roll. Not as
It's like
fucked
like-
up as that.
This is a fucking great record though. It's got a cool weirdos cover on it.
Mm.
Yeah, super great record. So
John Brandon has covered the Weirdos on like several different bands, right? Because he did it with
Loves the
Easy
Weirdos.
Action.
yeah, he loves the Weirdos.
There's a live
There-
hyena coming out.
There's a live compilation coming out.
Is
real
that
soon.
the best Laughing Hyenas to start with?
No,
No,
Okay.
you can give yours, and I'll give mine.
I don't think this is the place to start. It's a
Where
great record.
start there? Where?
You Can't Pray a Lie.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, that's my
That's it.
That's the best one.
yeah. I
You
think
you cannot beat "Love's My Only Crime." Like the desperation in those vocals and that rolling bass line, and then when it kicks in,
I recently rebought that because I sold it, and man, I found like an original out in the wild. But man, that's a classic.
It
Can't
is
Pray a Lie.
like that song. "Love's My Only Crime" is probably the most raw, odd love song that I've ever heard. Like when he just starts screaming, "You can't fuck with my love!" Like, oh my god, it's just insane. I didn't mean to take your. Go ahead.
No, I agree. I 100% agree. Yeah, the
We have
Hyenas.
consensus, so that's where I'm going to start.
Yeah, Can't Pray a Lie.
Right there.
Laughing Hyenas record.
Definitely the scariest band I've ever seen. But on the flip side of that, they were also like the sweetest bunch of individuals. Like when I saw them for the first time in 87 or whatever, like I was just frightened, like truly fucking frightened. And then like I got to know them later, and they were just like kind of like really nice, homely hippie people who did a lot of drugs, but whatever.
That was the interesting thing about that book is that they toured with, and I'm not giving anything away by this, but they toured with Sonic Youth, and they did like all of these major things, but they just never
drugs.
Drugs, yeah, but they had the work ethic, but all the money, like I guess, went into drugs, and it was.
Yeah.
To me, when the Laughing Hyenas would come through, it'd be like, holy fuck, like this is going to be a packed house. I actually have some videotape video of a club that they played in Kalamazoo that I'll send you guys a link to. And like, it's just with Endpoint, and Guilt was also played that show actually. But ferocious band, most wonderful people. And reading that book, I was like, how did this band not click when everybody around them, from Nirvana to Sonic Youth to everybody, was doing this major thing? Were they too scary? I mean, drugs was part of it, but John Brandon,
they were fucking scary. Like
when he starts singing and he's up there, it's terrifying. It's not like even Gigi Allen was approachable enough for people to get shit on, but John Brandon, there was like, oh, I'm not fucking get near that guy. He's gonna kill me.
I played in a band that did a tour with Easy Action, and so like got to see John sing every single night. And before like the show, he's like, yeah, he's like joking about it. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go out there and scare the kids. Ha 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 ha.
And he did it.
Completely aware
And he
of like
still
how
does.
fucking
And he
scary
still
he
does.
is. And he still does. Still does.
And then his second job was a babysitter.
Yeah, he used to babysit my kid. Yeah.
Crazy.
And he still talks in like extremely like odd detail about oddly specific things about which Scooby-Doo episode they were watching. Like at the, we saw this one and we saw this one. Oh man, you saw the one where at the end he pulls his mask off and he's a lizard. Oh man.
All right, Paul, what's your?
Oh, sorry.
Man, that was good. That was a great three for one. Beautiful.
The last pick is a record that came out. I'm going to try and do this fast because I know that whatever. We're having fun. I'm not going to.
We're having fun.
We're having fun. This record came out in 1999. Bunch of surf kids from Long Island City or Long Island. No. Whatever. They lived in Surf City, New Jersey. Long Beach Island is where Surf City is. So they're just a bunch of surfer kids. I loved Agent Orange's first record. I loved it. Like, other than, in fact, I would almost say that the Bloodstained song could have been off that record because they weren't really a hardcore band. They were just their own surfer kids doing some great melodic, introspective, dark songs about just being.
Everything Turns Gray is on that first one, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fucking.
And all of those songs, like the first 7 inches, could be like punk, hardcore, whatever you want to say it. But that record, other than Bloodstains, has a totally different vibe, completely different. And I never thought that I would hear a band that hit me like that again until this record by the Transmagnetti.
Nice.
Wow. And they're just surfer kids from Long Beach Island, from Surf City, New Jersey. So they have, maybe it's that water element. And I will preface it with this. This sounds nothing like Agent Orange.
Okay.
But what it does have is an incredible bass player and drummer that sound like they're kind of having their own conversation and their own song of like melody going on around the lyrics. And then the lyrics themselves are almost, this is going to sound weird, and follow me on this. They're so succinct and perfect. They sound like it's a person who's writing them, their inner monologue that you have when you meet somebody for just like a second and you like sum everything up. But with the song, it lasts a couple minutes. And they come out with like the first side of this comes out with 3 incredible blasts of the drumming and the bass player doing their own fucking thing in a very melodic, crazy sound with the vocalists and guitars pounding on after that. Then the 4th song, they drop out to do almost like this groovy reggae feel that, again, I don't want to ruin anything because the lyrics of this are so incredible, but it has such a hurtful longing to it. I can't talk about this record enough. And it's probably came out in 1999 on Gern Blanston Records.
Oh, okay.
You can find it everywhere.
That's why I remember this.
Pretty freaking cheap. I'm sorry?
I said that's why I remember this record.
Yeah.
On Gern Blanston. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we used to distribute their stuff.
It's
at that time.
Yeah, it's an incredible record that nobody has given the amount of attention to, which I'm fine with because I think I've owned 8 to 10 of these. Jersey Shore. And every time I see one in record shops and used bins all the time, and I buy them because I'm always like, I know that I'm going to find somebody who's really going to love this. And I'm telling you, the first song, when it starts with some feedback, it sounds like machinery is starting up. And then you hear just the guitar player be like, wait, are we ready? Are we going? I don't even know if like they were recording at the time. Mm-mm. And then it just starts a wall of feedback. And then the bass comes in. And then the drums come in, but complement the bass and like in the weird off time. And then you're just sold from there. And the song from that point is just, it all sounds like the entire record is like an inner monologue. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen and heard.
Sounds amazing. I've never heard of this before, never seen it. I'm intrigued.
Absolutely. It might be a Jersey thing because one band that I hear Agent Orange in is Nightbirds.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Nightbirds for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, and so it might be like a Jersey thing.
I feel a little bit of like this might be, because it sounds like this, is a product of like very central Jersey, living on an island and being surf kids, is that there is absolutely no other way that this band could have sounded
The way
other than like this. There was no research. It was just like, this is what they did. Although the drummer played in like a hardcore band called Hogan's Heroes. It was on
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh wow.
I
Interesting.
can't talk enough about like this record, or like articulate enough about like how not only important but sonically sounding and interesting it is for basically just a very melodic good record. But if you're somebody who's into instrumentation, into timing, and really listening to like the bass and drums work against each other but together at the same time, oh my gosh, the stop starts on this, I don't know, it's incredible.
Awesome.
We got a 7.7 on Pitchfork.
Well,
I don't know, what does that mean? Is that good or bad?
That's
really good.
bad, right?
Oh, that's really good.
I mean, yeah. Well, 7 out of
No,
10.
that's really good for 2001 Pitchfork. Like that's
Yeah.
Okay.
extremely high.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Daniel, you said you're a bass player?
Yes. Well, I play bass. I wouldn't call myself a bass player.
Just listen to it. Just the guy knows when to like.
Oh, for
go,
sure.
He knows when to go bonkers and when to hold way back. And then the third song on this, I know I talked about the fourth song, and I also said I'd cut my time because I get a little rambly, but I guess I changed my mind on that. That was all inner monologue, by the way.
Decent monologue. 7.7 on Pitchfork.
And again, the third, I talked about the fourth song. The third song is just an incredible, the entire, most of it I feel like is just like, you know how you go to a party, oh my God, you guys are probably feeling this right now, and you meet somebody for like 1 second and already your eyes are rolling and you want to chew your leg off to get out of the conversation. So I'm going to leave it at that.
You mean like a 1.1 on Pitchfork type conversation?
0.5.
All right.
But it's incredible. Please.
I'm sold.
Sold.
All right.
I can find one. I'll buy it. All right, Daniel.
I'm gonna close it out.
Last.
All right. I'm gonna try and keep it short, but it's a record I love a lot, so the odds are probably not.
Go for it.
One of my favorite punk rock records ever made. Cheap Trinkets by the Belltones.
Man, I've been wanting to check this out for a while.
So this is original pressing, 2001. Then this is the second reissue, and this is the most recent reissue. And if you can get, this is widely available. This has some stuff from their 7-inchers.
Okay.
It has a cover of "Nobody to Love," the Nip song. So, and it's fucking awesome. Why is it one of the best punk records ever? Like, it just, there's bands that I would never put Stiff Little Fingers looming large over a band, because they like parts of Stiff Little Fingers influence kind of went all over the place, but these guys took the Stiff Little Fingers thing, they added a little bit of soul, maybe a little bit of like pub rock also. Even it's not political, I mean, in the sense that it's punk rock and it's kind of personally political maybe, but it's just the songcraft. The main guy that's been in the band and still in the band, Bill McFadden, he writes, he plays guitar unbelievably. My favorite songs on here are like basically love songs. Cheap Trinkets, the title track, and there's a song on this called Weak, which, if that's one of those like that list of songs that if I had to listen to one song forever, week would definitely be in the conversation. It feels like like a bar ambience record, but in a fun way, not in a shitty, like dingy way. Underrated vocal melody lines on this record. Like you don't realize it until he hits a hook on the choruses, and just like it's in your ear forever. This is their second record. Their first record, which I also own, is amazing. And I saw them because when they started out, I believe they were living in Florida, and I was in and out of Florida in the 90s. Saw them a few times. Again, like this has been pressed maybe 4 or 5 times, I think, at this point. Never like huge runs, so they always sell out. Like the original goes for money, the second one goes for money. This one, since it just came out recently, the remaster on it is really good. You get to hear a little bit more distinction between the instruments. It has those 7-inch tracks, but like even before they put the 7-inch stuff on here, it's 8 songs. There's no filler on it. They're, whether they're going full kick ass or they're holding back a little or they're being kind of weedy about shit. One of the best punk rock records ever made, in my opinion.
My buddy Ryan, who did that label Punks Before Profits, he loves that record and he loves that band. And we would talk about that. Like they had a stiff pole 7-inch. Is that right? Like stiff pole records?
Yeah.
7-inch.
There's, I think it might have been the Shitty in Pink 7-inch. Did it have like a punk girl in a bathtub on the cover?
Probably.
That's the one that has the fucking Nips cover on it. I believe that was the stiff pole, but I can't remember because there's like 3 or 4 7-inchers.
He's been pushing me to love. He's like, Paul, you will love that band. Or Justin.
This record comes up a lot in conversation, but it's the first time it's had an official pick, but it does come up a lot in conversation. That Beltran's record.
Yeah, like and just because Dr. Pete did it. Telephone Numbers, Scarecrow 2 came out in 2025.
Hell yeah, dude knows.
Slumberland Records. If you fucking like anything that Bell and Sebastian kind of birthed, jangly guitars, beautiful melodies and shit, this is your jam.
This is my.
Put that out? Is that a Slumberland record?
Yeah.
Oh, this is another Slumberland one that got picked at the end of last year. The Chords from Scotland.
That Chords record, I had it. I was sitting on it for weeks because I ordered it when I grabbed this. And this band, on their first record, covered "I Don't Want to Cry" by the Keys and like pulled it off. So this is.
Do they do it better than the Keys? Because I actually think the Keys version is kind of soft.
It's just the lead singer and a guitar.
Sounds better than the Keys version.
It's fucking like. I don't know, man. There's something about it. But this record, the opener, Goodbye Rock and Roll, whew, like that shit feels like that Scottish fucking power pop, just perfection.
This is when we need Alan McNaughton on here to like fucking thumbs up every second.
Well, he was on when this Chords record got showed. So,
by the way, that Chords record, if I had money at the time, that's an amazing record.
It's absolutely incredible. Absolutely.
Yeah, I got the CD, so I have the CD and the record. That's how, like, when I fucking love something, CD and record.
I think the Chords are kind of going places. I've already seen they've been interviewed in kind of bigger media, and I think didn't they are going to tour with the Charlatans or something like that. But
yeah, I heard they're on the new Bachelorette in the US.
Okay. All right, that was a classic episode. It's going in the classic folder. Yeah, amazing. It's good to be back. Thanks for watching, everyone. We have a show next week. It's behind me on this broken Apple Mac. Who is it? It's Josh Nickel from Neon Taste Records and Chain Whip. Pat from Chain Whip and Cult Crime. Tom Ellis from Static Shock Records. He's on the show next week, Friday, January 16th, 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to say something actually. So, obviously, until next time, stay healthy and stay clean. But also, fuck ice, which obviously, but that message isn't going to reach any ice members. I don't think there's any ice members watching the show. So, tied into, I just want to like, this might have more of a chance of being seen by some of the like awful like YouTubers that we have in Japan right now, who are also either living here or coming here making inflammatory videos about immigration and spreading like false lies about immigration in Japan. And I've seen a bunch of them recently, and they're getting more and more and more, and it's all bullshit. And hopefully one of those people will see this. And I know where some of these people hang out in Osaka, so I'll be especially, there's this one guy in Osaka, it's called Interviewing Japan, and it kind of it starts off very innocent, but after a few minutes he's like pushing his agenda onto Japanese people and about immigration. There's even worse people who have like millions of YouTube like followers who come here. They made a video about like, you know, we've come to Japan to sort of destroy the Nigerian scammers, and they go into Shinjuku, Kabukicho, and like without any context, without any knowledge of what's going on there, about the history of that area, or like, and are kind of shouting like "Go back to Africa" and these videos and stuff.
Jesus
and
it's
fucking disgusting. And there's a whole group of them. There's a Japanese guy called Kenobi Ken, who I've seen. He kind of pops up in all these videos saying I'm a samurai and like you know, go back to Africa and all this kind of bullshit. And it's kind of increasing. I've seen a big increase in it in the past like 6 months. And so yeah, this is the thing that kind of pisses me off, living in Japan and being on YouTube a lot. So fuck all those guys. And yeah. I just wanted to say that at the end of this fucking video, because
I rarely I don't like memes at all unless they're like about farts or turtles or raccoons or like unplugging drains or things like that. But I saw one today that basically was said like knowledge was chasing me, so I slowed down, and that's kind of the key to all of this. I feel like if someone just like, let's pause a second and like look at this, and
like all these guys are like young Americans or young British people who know nothing about like the history of like Japan and like what's it's a complicated issue. They just kind of come in here and start peddling their bullshit.
Are you familiar with Abroad in Japan?
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of shit because he made a video about a woman
about that fucking slop tuber bitch, that fucking.
And then because of that, like a whole bunch of people that are supporting her are like doubling down, tripling down, like quadrupling down, and trying to kind of out.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that like he can do, like they can do that.
Are we still on right now? Are we still on?
Okay, let's finish this up. I think we're kind of a bit off topic. I just wanted to say that because like the fuck
ice and fuck xenophobes everywhere.
Yes, exactly. On that note, stay healthy, stay clean. You know, this is our 2.5 hours of the week where we get together and have a good time talking about records. We can't be bogged down with all the misery in the world, but this is our time to have a good time talking about records. We're going to be doing it again next week. So, see you next week. Listen to records. Try and be positive in the sea of shit. What's that? That's a nice horse metaphor we can use to say. Ride your horse
into the sun.
Ride your horse with pride.
Oh yeah, but then there was that one scene in fuck, what was that movie? Never Ending Story. It was like,
oh my god, don't talk about that. I'll start crying right now.
All right. Until next time, take it easy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Cheers. Stay healthy.
Thanks everyone.